the early modern period, circa 1500 to 1800. This period is marked by the transition from the medieval world to the modern, characterized by major shifts in thought, exploration, and state formation. Major events and movements. The Renaissance and Reformation, circa 1450 to 1600. A cultural and intellectual movement emphasizing humanism and classical learning, Renaissance, followed by a religious schism challenging the Catholic Church's authority, Reformation. Age of Discovery Exploration, circa 1492 to 1700. European exploration and colonization of the Americas, Africa and Asia, leading to the exchange of goods, people, and diseases, the Columbian Exchange. The Scientific Revolution, 16th–18th centuries, a profound shift in scientific thought, establishing modern science as a distinct discipline. The Enlightenment, 18th century, an intellectual movement that emphasized reason, individualism, and skepticism, challenging tradition and paving the way for political revolutions. Age of Revolutions, late 18th century, marked by the American Revolution, 1775 to 1783, and the French Revolution, 1789 to 1799, establishing new political paradigms based on popular sovereignty and republicanism. Key figures: Martin Luther, catalyst of the Protestant Reformation; Copernicus and Galileo Galilei, pioneers of the scientific revolution; John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau, influential Enlightenment philosophers who shaped revolutionary political thought; George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, central leaders of the American Revolution; Maximilien Robespierre, key, albeit controversial figure during the most radical phase of the French Revolution. Influential groups and parties. The Catholic Church, though challenged by the Reformation, it remained a major political and spiritual force. Monarchies, e.g., House of Habsburg, Bourbons, dominant political structure across Europe before the revolutionary period. Sans-culottes and Jacobin Club, radical political groups during the French Revolution. 2. The long 19th century, circa 1800 to 1914. This era is characterized by the spread of industrialization, the rise of powerful national states, and imperialism. Major events and movements. Napoleonic Wars, 1803 to 1815. The rise and fall of Napoleon Bonaparte drastically reshaped the map and political landscape of Europe. Industrial Revolution, late 18th, mid-19th centuries. Profound technological, socio-economic, and cultural changes driven by new manufacturing processes, steam power, and urbanization. The Congress of Vienna, 1815, an international conference that established a conservative balance of power in Europe following Napoleon's defeat. Unifications of Italy, 1861, and Germany, 1871. The consolidation of disparate states into unified, powerful national entities. The scramble for Africa, late 19th century. Rapid, intense colonization of the African continent by European powers. Key figures. Napoleon Bonaparte, French military and political leader who dominated Europe. Queen Victoria, long-reigning British monarch during the height of the British Empire. Karl Marx, philosopher and economist, co-author of the Communist Manifesto, influencing socialism and communism. Otto von Bismarck, statesman who masterminded the unification of Germany. Influential parties and ideologies. Liberalism, advocated for civil liberties, limited government, and free markets, e.g. Whigs liberals in the UK. Conservatism, sought to preserve traditional institutions, especially the monarchy and aristocracy. Nationalism, the belief that people with a common language, culture, or history should constitute an independent nation, driving movements for unification and independence. Socialism, communism, advocated for public or communal ownership of the means of production. 3. The 20th century and beyond, circa 1914 present. This period is marked by unprecedented global wars, ideological conflict, decolonization, and rapid technological advancement. Major events and movements. World Wars and Cold War, 1914 to 1991. World War I, 1914 to 1918. Global conflict leading to the collapse of empires and the rise of new nation-states. The Russian Revolution, 1917, established the world's first socialist state, the Soviet Union, led by the Bolshevik Party. The Great Depression, 1929 to 1939, a severe worldwide economic downturn. Rise of totalitarianism, 1920s–1930s, the emergence of fascism in Italy, Mussolini, and Nazism in Germany, Hitler. World War II, 1939 to 1945, the deadliest conflict in human history, ending with the defeat of the Axis powers and the start of the nuclear age. The Cold War, circa 1947 to 1991. a geopolitical tension between the US-led Western Bloc, NATO, and the Soviet-led Eastern Bloc, Warsaw Pact, fought through proxy conflicts and an arms race. Decolonization, the process by which former colonies in Asia and Africa gained independence, e.g., India's independence in 1947, led by Mahatma Gandhi and the Indian National Congress. Fall of the Berlin Wall, 1989, and collapse of the Soviet Union, 1991, marked the end of the Cold War and the ideological contest between communism and capitalism. Contemporary history, post-1991. Globalization, increasing interconnectedness of economies, cultures, and populations. Rise of digital technology, Internet, fundamentally changed communication and information access. Major conflicts, Gulf Wars, conflicts in the Balkans, and the War on Terror following the September 11, 2001 attacks. Key figures, Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin, leaders of the Soviet Union. Woodrow Wilson and Franklin D. Roosevelt, U.S. presidents during World War I and WWII, respectively. Winston Churchill, British Prime Minister during World War II. Adolf Hitler, leader of Nazi Germany. Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela, iconic leaders in civil rights and anti-apartheid movements. Influential parties and groups. Communist parties dominated the Soviet Union, CPSU, and China, CCP, representing a major ideological bloc. Fascist, Nazi parties, totalitarian right-wing parties in pre-World War II Europe. Democratic parties, major political parties in Western democracies, generally split into center-right, conservative parties, e.g., Republican Party in the US, Conservative Party in the UK. Center-left, social democratic parties, e.g., Democratic Party in the US, Labour Party in the UK. United Nations, UN, formed in 1945 to promote international cooperation and peace. European Union, EU, a unique political and economic partnership of European countries.